Hi, I'm Will Saris. I'm a voice actor who's always been interested in the intersection between history and entertainment. And what better person to embody that than P.T. Barnum? Welcome to the Barnum Museum. This is Who is Barnum to You? A lively discussion that celebrates personal connections, insights, and inspirations drawn from P.T. Barnum's life, or maybe not so much. One thing for sure, everyone has an idea or opinion based on fact, fiction, fun, or just plain imaginary nostalgia. Today we're talking to Tim Tegge. He's a ringmaster, performer, and historian about what Barnum inspired in his life. Tim, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's nice to be here.
So I guess the first question is, what's your connection to P.T. Barnum?
Well, I kind of personally consider P.T. Barnum a long removed distant relative because I'm a showman. My family owned and operated a circus for 25 plus years. And when I was about 3 years old, my parents had this great idea of making little Timmy into a clown. My mom sewed up a costume for me, and my dad put me in makeup, and I haven't been the same since. And now, at age 62, I've spent 50 plus years professionally in circus and show business. That's how I make my living. So I consider Barnum one of my kindred spirits. I wouldn't be here if it wouldn't be for P.T. Barnum.
So that sort of wraps in, but here's the big question.
Yeah.
Who is P.T. Barnum to you?
To me, P.T. Barnum is kind of the godfather of all show business, not just the circus, whether it's rock and roll or ballet, theater, legitimate theater, summer stock, circus, carnival. Barnum, there was a film several years ago in which Burt Lancaster portrayed Barnum, and one of my favorite lines, and it's stuck with me ever since, is that in the Barnum character, he smiles right at the camera and leans forward and he says, "I created you." And he did. He created an audience that realistically did not exist before Barnum came along and molded it. He didn't invent it, but he certainly perfected it. And I mean perfected it.
So can you give me like an example of something that really was something different that he did at the time that we still kind of refer to now or still utilize now, that was something that really, made him so well known and that gave that impact to everybody?
I would say, in a simple word, everything. The whole idea of the Sideshow, which has had a tremendous resurgence in the last 20 years, Barnum kind of represents that whole sideshow hit 'em and get 'em thing where he lures you in, he dangles something in front of you, and you can't look away. No matter what your willpower is, his is stronger. And he says, no, you're going to watch this. You want to see this. Not going as far as to say, if you don't want to see it, something's wrong with you. Because his character, I believe, was not that guy. He respected his audience. He was a great foreseer of how to read people. And I really believe that Barnum had this amazing quality to be able to look at any person at any time and get them to see life through his eyes. He was always in the driver's seat. He was always in control. And certainly in the show business world, I was fortunate enough with my parents owning and operating a circus that not only was I a performer, but I learned the business angle of the circus. And it's called show business because it is a business. And no one understood that better than P.T. Barnum. And I think the whole idea behind approaching anything in life, whether it's your occupation or your personal life, with a business approach really makes you dig in and get the most out of everything. And I think Barnum was just the icon of that. He could read anything into anything and make you love it, even if he was picking your pocket. And I'm not saying he was, but Even if that's what the idea was, but hey, come on in and see the egress, you know?
Right.
Without even questioning, wait, we just got swindled out of something. It was a joke, it was a laugh. And the good nature, the humor behind it, the dry sense of humor that so many comedians have nowadays, that's pure P.T. Barnum. You know, that's where it all comes from. I really consider Barnum as the beginning of anything show business related, certainly, and how it filters out into everything.
That's cool. What in his life inspires you?
You know what? No question about it. Probably the thing that inspires me most about P.T. Barnum is that he never gave up. He had tremendous success. He had catastrophic failures, and it never put him out of business. As soon as something went wrong, he just rolled up his sleeves and figured, okay, we take the ruins of this and throw some spangles on it and put it out in the public's eye again. He was never down. Even when he was down and publicly known to be kind of pushing his luck financially, he always went through it. He came out of it and was well respected for doing just that. He was like the Titanic that just in reverse. The Titanic sunk, he wasn't going to sink. He was Molly Brown. He came back, you know. No, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I've seen tremendous success and failure stories, you know, in all ranks of show business and non-show business. And P.T. Barnum never fell into that kind of category. He always bounced back. There was nothing that could keep him down. And I think that is great inspiration for anyone, whether you're a banker or an educator, a circus clown, a rock and roll star. It's the motivation to just keep going. Barnum always had a backup plan. And if the first backup plan didn't work, you'd go to plan B or plan C. There was always that mind of his. Wouldn't you give anything to spend an hour in the brain of P.T. Barnum?
Oh, yeah.
Just to be so damn confused you couldn't even figure out where this was taking you. But he knew. He knew all the while what was going on. Yeah, he's an amazing guy.
He was a pretty crazy,
Yeah.
pretty amazing man.
Yeah.
Have there been any insights you've gained into your own life or career that you learned from him? Was there anything, I guess, more specific? Because we've talked in a lot of ways about an inspiration. But was there anything where you went, he did that, I'm going to do that same thing in this situation? Or anything kind of specific? Anywhere where you gained an insight from his life?
I started in the show world as a clown, spent my greater life as a clown. And to this day, that is where my heart always is. Even when I'm dressed up in formal wear as a ringmaster, the top hat, the tailcoat, the traditional costume, there's this clown inside trying to tear through the seams. So everything has this humoresque slant to me. And I think the whole idea of being very versatile at the drop of a hat is something that makes me think of Barnum all the time. Barnum was a very passionate guy about anything he was doing, whether he was in politics or whether he was in city development or whether he was putting sideshow people in front of the camera. You know, he was passionate about everything he did, and he believed in everything he did. And I think that is such an important thing to keep in mind in any form of any business, certainly in show business.
Yeah.
There's a kind of a well-known joke in the circus industry, and I've heard various versions of this same joke in other forms of business, but the joke in the circus business is, how do you make $1 million in the circus? You start with 2 or 3. And, you know, Barnum certainly did that a few times.
Yeah.
But he believed in what he did. And I think to be a success in any business, You have to believe in what you do. You have to believe in the product. You have to understand the product. And it has to be the other woman. You know, you have your personal commitment to your spouse and your family, but as important equally, and it is equally, you have to have that belief and dedication to your business and your industry, and particularly something that is so much like the circus business or the carnival business, anything show business. It is passion driven.
Definitely.
I always say it's not a paycheck, it's a passion.
Yeah, it's true. It's really true. Thank you so much, Tim, for sitting
Thank
down
you.
with us.
Appreciate
Have
it.
a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who is Barnum to You is produced and directed by Rui Pino, Will Saris, and Tom Victor, with special thanks to our special guests. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Barnum Museum channel. That helps the museum out a lot. Click on that thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the video, or if you want to make a suggestion for a future show. And if you can make a charitable donation to the Barnum Museum, please do so. That helps us bring you new episodes. All the links are in the description below. Don't forget to live Barnum's missive. The noblest art is that of making others happy. We'll see you soon.